Day 2, it's time to hit the road, and this time we're actually going to cross into Texas. So, bye Colorado. I'll miss you while I'm gone. You guys, when I first started looking at sprinters and thinking about doing part-time van life, in my mind, the greatest challenge probably was going to be snow or mud, like getting stuck in one of those two things. Never in a million years did I think it was going to be wind. I made it to Lake Meredith, and I 1000% thought about continuing on to get closer to Wichita Falls, which is where my usual first stop would be. Sorry, it's hot here. I wasn't ready for that. I don't know why, because it's Texas. But I thought, you know what, that drive through the wind, which wasn't even as bad as it was on the way back from Taos. When I checked the wind on the app that I'm using now, it's called Weather Along the Way. When I checked it, it just said that, you know, the wind was like 3 or 4, and then, but the gusts were like 17, 12, 13 in spots. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the gusts to be like that. Like, there were times I just know my body was clenching, and so I've decided to stay here at Lake Meredith. I found a site. It's free because it's public land. But then I saw the view. I'm going to show you. So yeah, that's the view from the campsite. Yeah, I think I'll keep it. I think I'll stay. There's one person over here, which I'm sure they're like a little bit perturbed that I came and parked right next to them, because if you look at, here, let's go this way. If you look at, there's just those guys over there who have a very loud generator. That should be fun tonight. But there's a ton of sites up here. So I think when I'm on my way back, if I'm looking for somewhere to stay, I think this is going to be it, because it's beautiful. Holy cow. And I did go through several other campgrounds along the lake in order to find this one that had some availability where, you know, you weren't all on top of each other. I went to one, oh my gosh, why? I mean, people on top of people. And I was like, yeah, definitely not here. And then I saw this one in the distance, and I was like, I'm gonna go check that one out. So I checked out 4 of the 7, I think. One of them is like way out there and you're not able to do anything. Like, you have to have 4-wheel drive, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's dispersed camping. So we're not gonna do that one ever. But this is pretty awesome. Forever in my B-roll. I know I've been here for most of the day, but the sun is setting. Well, it's still pretty high in the sky, but this view is ridiculous. It's so beautiful. I mean, seriously, check it out. And those folks over there, that's they have a generator that's been going since I got here. So I'm hoping that there are quiet hours. I didn't check, but I'm hoping so. Hoping that like at 10 o'clock they'll shut it down, but we'll see. I mean, but look at that. You guys, and this is public land. So I'm camping here for free. If I wanted to, you know, hook into electrical or anything like that, then I would have to pay a fee. I'm not sure what the fee is, but for the rest of it, like, it's free. And I have cell service. You have no idea how much I wish I could stay. But we have to keep going. We have to keep continue making that slow trek to Texas so that I can visit with my family, which I don't regret. I just do wish that I could. I wish that I could stay out here. It's beautiful. So I'm not sure if it's just that it's very warm out here and I don't know. I am not excited about eating. So I'm eating the same salad as I ate last night. This time I did bust out one of the packets of tuna, the lemon pepper one. So if it doesn't taste great, with the salad, then I can eat it afterward with crackers. So that's what we're going to do while we enjoy this incredible sunset. So I just tried it, and those two definitely need to be eaten separately. That did not taste good together. But we're going to get some protein in. While we still have daylight, I wish I could show you the view, but because of the way lighting works, it just doesn't allow me to do that. It's beautiful. I think I've shared it, and the sun is setting now. But I wanted to kind of share my thoughts around just something that has been marinating over the last couple of days, just as I've started this trip and I'm headed home to hang with the family and all the things. And also just in response to the video I posted about whether or not part-time van life is a smart decision for me, given my chronic fatigue issues and other long COVID symptoms. Thank you so much, by the way, for the response to that video. All the beautiful comments that were shared, the people that literally talked about their own struggle with health related stuff and the way that it has changed their lives. That was amazing because that is reflective of the kind of community that I would love to build as part of my YouTube channel. It's part of the reason why I chose to start one in the first place. And so many of the comments that I got were talking about, just staying positive, focusing on what you can still do, which is great. I'm not negating the importance of that at all, because I feel like if you do the opposite and you only focus on what you have lost, then you spiral really quickly. So I think it's important to do that for sure, but I also think it's important to grieve what's been lost. I was 4 years, I think, in last year when I had my major crash where I couldn't get out of bed for weeks and ended up just in a real grief spiral. The dream of doing this had all but died, and I was just like, okay, well, if I can't even get out of bed, how in the world am I going to drive anywhere? And just all of the things. Like I said, grief spiral. And I ended up taking part in an outpatient program that focused on grief and loss, which was honestly the best thing that could have happened. And I was able to meet with I think she's a clinical counselor. I don't think she's a psychologist, because at the time I was seeing a psychologist who recommended the program to me. And I think she's a clinical counselor. Anyway, it just ended up being the perfect thing because I was really struggling with grief and I didn't realize it. And I think that when we think about grief, we think about, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a pet. We think about that tangible loss, but this is a loss too. Like so many people in the comment section talked about getting CFS, having other, illnesses that impact mobility and things like that, and how it changed their lives to the point that some of the things that they loved doing, they're no longer able to do. And there's a sense of loss there. And I think that it's important that we grieve that. The thing that I was not doing, and this was like a pivotal moment for me as I took part in this program, we watched a TED Talk, and I'll put the name of the person down here that presented at the TED Talk, and then I'll link to it at the end of this video. But the thing that has stuck with me and continues to rise to the top is this idea that we can grieve and live at the same time. I think that last year I was grieving and not living, and really focusing on the grieving rather than kind of holding those two things in tandem, like the tension that is there. So for those of you who are struggling, whether it's with a tangible loss of a loved one, of a pet, of, whatever, the loss of a dream, which is, I think, an intangible, the loss of your health, mobility, just whatever it is, I just really encourage you to remember that it's possible to live and grieve at the same time. It's something we have to do. You can't just can't stuff it, which is what I was trying to do. I just kind of put it in a box and put it on a shelf, and I said I would deal with it later, and the box started to overflow. So, yeah, I think it's important that we focus on learning to live and grieve at the same time. And with that, I think I'm actually going to end this video. I am going to call it a night early. I'm going to take this dog of mine for a walk. I think she has gotten to the point where she thinks that we're never going to go on walks again, but I'm trying to conserve energy because we're only about halfway through our journey. Tomorrow I'm headed toward Dallas, and it's going to be a trek. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that one in 3. Well, I'm not going to be able to do it in 3. We're trying to do it in 4. So, yeah. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope that this journey encourages you in some way. You guys definitely encourage me, and I appreciate that. But, yeah, I think for now, calling it the end. Take good care.